Hey Lee, what's up, man? It's me, X-Pac again. Um, Appreciate the second request, and this time you want to talk about TNA and about my time there with the Asylum and Hogan era, my best and worst moments. So, anyways, um, when Jerry Jarrett first started TNA, I was one of the first people he called about joining. I was still under contract with WWE. Matter of fact, I hadn't even come back and done that 2002 NWO run before I ended up leaving. I haven't done that yet, and I got a call from Jerry about TNA, and it sounded interesting. It was a neat concept, and um, he had some money behind it, and it was, something different, a cheap weekly pay-per-view. Like, I think the price was going to be like $5 or $10 or something like that. And it sounded good. It sounded fun. He offered me a bunch of money, and so I just said, well, when I'm done with the NWO thing, maybe I'll be interested. And then, people know I went back and did the NWO thing and ended up leaving soon after that, and that's a whole nother story. So finally I called Jerry and I said, hey, Jerry, hey, man, I got my release. And that's when he told me that he couldn't pay me the money he promised me. And how much could I possibly come work for him? And I was like, Jerry, whatever you can pay me, man. Because I really like Jerry. And I had a good time there. I brought some baggage with me when I went there. So I'm not going to, there were some things I didn't like, that went on there. But hey, man, like I just said, I brought some baggage with me and ended up, no showing some shows for them. And, they gave me more than one chance. And, I was gone I was gone from there for a while. And then, I moved to Mexico. And, just at the end of my Mexico run, I got the call, that Hulkster and Bischoff were going to work at TNA, and they wanted to bring, Scott and Kevin and I in. And that was what got me out of Mexico. So I ended up going back to Florida from there. And that's what before that, though, there was that clip you just showed of me coming in Kev's NWA title match with Jeff. That's a crazy story. I hurt myself really bad the night before and had to fly from San Diego all the way to Orlando for that. And I couldn't even walk. And when I got off the plane, I was all pilled up, and they didn't know what to do with me because they didn't know if I'd be okay by the time the show started. Luckily, the pills I was on at the time have a short half-life, so I was okay after a few hours. But man, I was a mess. I could barely walk. My back was just screaming. And then, so somehow when the red light is on and we know we have to perform, man, like, it's crazy. I went out there and like you would have thought that I wasn't hurt at all. And I got a great reaction, had a great time. And Kev still ended up losing the match, which I thought was kind of bullshit, but kind of makes it not that big a deal for me to make the big save and, and all that. But anyways, hey, man, so the last experience I had with them is, during the Hogan thing, and it was Scott and Kevin and I, we were going to have a match with the Dudleys. And that's when I tested positive for hepatitis C and ended up not being able to go to the pay-per-view. I think it was St. Louis because, they had the athletic commission there. And anyways, I didn't pass the physical. So the one thing that I was really bummed out about, really kind of hurt, was instead of just telling the truth about it, they acted like they kept telling everyone, they kept advertising me even though they knew I wasn't going to be there. And then when I didn't show up, they said, oh, Sean Waltman just acted like Sean Waltman again. And everyone believes it. So that was bullshit. But, at the same time, like I said, I'd no-showed for them. I was a pain in the ass at times. So at the end of the day, I don't hold any grudges. I hope those folks don't hold any grudges either. So anyways, Lee, hey, man, Happy New Year, man. And I appreciate your support, man. Take care.